It's Paradise time. We've been recapping.
Well, that'll be quick.
Yeah, because there's not much to say. So we are now at episode 5.
Hmm.
We watched episode 5.
Yep.
Episode 5 has been released on Monday at the time of recording this. That's when episodes drop. Episode 5 came out, and we got the story, more backstory.
Okay, but
Yay!
I thought this backstory was necessary. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just tired of this season, man.
You did look like a kid who was just waiting for his mom to hurry up, and she's talking to a friend at the grocery store, and you're like, "Are we gonna go home soon?"
And that's how I feel about this season of Paradise. I'm like, are we done? Can we go home? Are we
I
done? Of all the excitement to leave the bunker, I'm not excited anymore. I just want to go home. I want to go back to the bunker and just finish this.
What did you anticipate was happening outside of the bunker before we saw?
I thought that we were gonna get a crazy show of all the wild shit he would have to go through to get his wife. And
Hmm.
that's not what we've gotten. We've gotten 70% backstory. That's what we've got this season.
It is a lot of backstory. I do, however, think that this episode was a necessary episode. I think this is the episode we should have gotten for episode 1.
That I agree with.
Because to me, that makes sense. He's looking for his wife. I want context about what his wife has been doing. So they gave that to us. I don't think we needed the Annie story. I think we needed this story. Now, I know that all of the Annie stuff is going to come together eventually. I understand that, but this is also episode 5. So, my thing is, if y'all weren't really gonna, y'all were gonna give us that and then move on, and then we're gonna have to get to whatever happens in the next couple of episodes, episodes, what, 6 through 8, then it was fine to not do the whole big Annie story at the beginning. I just don't feel that that was necessary. In hindsight, I really, really wish that Annie just never was around at all, you know? So, yeah, we saw a new face, Annette Benning. Annette Benning, isn't it? She seems to be the leader of the train people. And
Yes.
we also find out that this guy is not exactly who he was trying to make himself out to be.
Gary.
Gary.
Gary's a piece of shit.
Gary's a lying liar who lies. And I don't like that. That makes me very uneasy. I do want to know what happens, like how they connect the rest of the dots with that Gary story. And, I want to see the wife. Now, my question is, do you think the wife is going to be alive?
Yes.
Okay. I just been thinking maybe she's not going to be alive.
Terry's alive. Terry's not on that train. Those are my thoughts.
I don't think she's on the train either.
We also didn't recap shit just now. We just gave all our
We
opinions.
just
So
got new opinions.
we
You're
should
right.
probably
Okay.
pause and recap. So episode
Okay.
5, we learned all the things that happened in the last 3 years with Terry. Terry was on the
Exactly.
street when she was speaking to Xavier. She was bumped into by a group of survivors and a little
Mm-hmm.
boy who they adopted, Bean.
Yeah,
And
call it that.
right. And so Bean and Terry have a connection. And
Yes.
so this group of survivors take in Terry, and we see the story of Terry surviving in an old school post office that was a bomb shelter. By the way, the luck of Gary to work at one of the few bomb shelter post offices is very interesting. But they put together this group of survivors, and Terry and Bean are the random add ons who actually become the glue of this small community.
Hmm.
And so we learn about Terry being there, we learn about Gary's love for Terry, and Terry dubbing him because she has a husband and she still wants to be with her husband when all of this is over.
I mean,
And
that's
her
fair.
family. And her real family.
Right. Presley
Because
and
she makes
Jane.
that clear too, right? She
And the
makes it
Giant
clear that
Peach.
this is not just about right. She makes it clear this is not just about her husband, but about her family. And so we
She's
see
a
that
good woman.
story. She's a great woman because most women, if it's 3 years and I don't even know if you exist, it's over.
Most women haven't experienced the end of the world.
I agree with that.
So
Which I'm
I
giving
don't
her
know if
more
that.
props. Which I'm giving her even more props for because people be feeling frisky after a couple months and three
Okay.
years, and I don't even and the world ended, and I don't know if none of these niggas is even alive. Man, they'd have had 2 or 3 babies in those 3 years. Anyway,
I just don't know that it's
so
most women, but okay. I hear you.
I think it's most people. I'll take it off of women. I think it's most people. I think there are plenty of people who,
Mhm.
hey, I'm not gonna see this person for at least 3 years, and I don't know if they're even alive. Fuck that, man. We'll figure that out later. I think that's most people. I'll take it off of women because I don't think it's just
Yeah.
women. I think it's humans. I think humans are very much in the now, and it's like, hey, is it gonna be that long, and we don't even know if they're alive? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. If he really loves, if they, because men are just as nuts with shit like this. If they really love me, they'll accept my 3 end of the world babies.
Yeah, I hear that.
Anyway, so we find out in the beginning that allegedly the train people
Hmm.
who kidnapped Terry, but now we learn probably not because Bean saw Gary kill his best friend and the leader of the community in a fit of rage because he said Terry will be gone as soon as she finds out about these very nice train people. And and Bean saw Gary kill the guy who I can't Enos. Enos. He killed
You know.
Enos. Long live Enos. Rest in peace to Enos. The realest of the real on this episode. And Enos is gone. And so Bean saw that. So we can assume that Terry and Bean ran away. They're not with the train people, which means the best episode of this season, probably the most action packed episode of this season, the one episode where shit is actually probably going to happen, it will be in vain because Xavier is about to go destroy the train people who really are just very nice.
With their okra coffee.
Right. And I think that's why the train people were late to go meet the other people who were going to Colorado. Because if you remember,
Hmm.
in another episode, I believe it was episode 3, we learned that the people were waiting for the people on the group who went to Colorado and came with the signs. Take us to your leader.
Yeah.
We're being nice, but just for now.
Right.
Don't test our patience.
Yep. Hmm.
All of that.
All of
They
that.
were waiting for the train folks, and the train folks didn't show, and nobody knew why. I believe that's because Xavier slowed them down.
That would make sense. That's a good theory.
Another, just want to point out before you go, because I know I spoke a lot. This is episode 5, and no hot fire yet. No amazing episodes yet.
I liked episode 3. So,
Was it amazing?
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't
But that's my point.
explosive
But
in
that's
any
my
way.
point. That's the point I'm making. No
I got
amazing
it.
episodes yet.
That makes sense. But yeah, I liked episode 3. Episode 5, I feel like was just necessary, but we probably could have cut out a bunch of what happened in the first couple of episodes and had episode 5 earlier in the season. And I mean, and let's get to business. Let's start connecting some of these dots. You've shown us a lot of different people. Okay, so now let's put it all together. I know we're getting there. We're inching our way towards it, and I think your predictions are probably aligned in what's going on. I don't know if that's exactly what has happened, but I think you're on the right track for sure. Because
Ah,
they have to.
train on the right track.
Oh, yep. Because they've got to make some sort of connection. If they don't, then it's a terrible show. So they've got to make
Oh
they've
yeah, they're
got to
gonna
make
connect. They're gonna connect a
yeah
lot,
they
probably in episode 6, because episode 6 last season was the episode.
right, right. So I don't know. I liked it. I just felt like we could have gotten this earlier. Like this was the thing that we needed before. I didn't need backstory about how Annie's been living. I don't care about Annie and her baby. I really don't. I think him carrying
Mm,
around
we
that
know.
baby is so annoying.
Yes, agreed.
I was more interested in what happened with the wife, and I'm actually more invested in the characters that they built up around the wife's story than I am about the people we met in episode one. I don't care about that.
Okay, we know you hate episode 1, but what do you think about episode 5?
But I was just talking about the people I just said. I'm more invested in the people that were in episode five than the people who were in episode
Right, but what
one.
do you think about the episode?
Oh, I said I liked it.
Yeah. And Gary?
He's a lying liar who lies. I think that Gary probably was a very quiet and sweet man who was just, getting by in life. But when things happen, and this major life event happened to all these people, something like that changes you. And also, you have nothing else. You had nothing else. And then you finally find something or someone, like the same way he was talking about how Enos, finally found people who he could hold on to. I think it's the same thing for Gary,
Yes.
where they were loners and now they've got people and they've got this whole life that they've built. So to threaten that in some way is unwanted and unwelcomed. So, I think that I think Gary I can see where Gary would be conflicted, and I was not expecting for Gary to then turn around and kill that man. I really didn't think that that was what we were going for, but that's where we ended up, and I'm disappointed because I felt like okay, this was a safe space for Terry. Like yeah, in the beginning it was scary and it was what it was, and she was having her struggles with it, but she found a place where she could feel safe and comfortable, and then Gary just went and kind of fucked it up.
Right. You know
But
what was the best part of the episode?
what?
What's the baby's name? Annie's baby.
Annie's baby. Yeah, I love that. I love
Best
that.
part of the episode.
Yep. Annie's baby. You're right. But yeah, we'll see what happens in episode 6. We'll keep on keeping on. Yeah, let us know what you
Unfortunately.
think in the comments.
Yes, please do.